Good morning. This is the episode that I was speaking of, that I was going to do about the double standard in my community and politics. So I just wanted to address that, make a video going into that a little bit, why I feel the way I feel, and just trying to hope that I'm able to say something that can open some eyes up within my community, so we can stop being a laughing stock, stop being follow the leader, stop being demanded to support people who have shown time after time that they don't support us. And I know some people are just like, they demonize the opposition on the other side of politics, that they make it so consequential, that you have to support so we can get the other people out of office. That's a non-starter for me, and it's a dequalifier that I have to do something in order to eject somebody else out, a place of power, a position of power, so I can get you in, even though you haven't showed me anything that you really stand for. You've only demonized the other side to the point of making it feel like it's the world would end if I don't support you in your quest to your political endeavors. And I'm tired of my blackness, or me being who I am, having to take a back seat in order to push forward or make comfortable white liberals and their assertion that they know exactly what we need, and who is deemed electable or not electable. The thing that's always been funny to me is that they always talk about how the Republicans are so racist. And in a lot of cases, it's the truth. I will state that. But they never say the racism that they hold to. And when I'm saying they, I'm talking about the Democratic Party. And that's something that I think needs to be highlighted. It needs to be brought to attention when we're talking about these things. Because we could talk about how racist Donald Trump is, or how racist the Republican Party is, and how the horrible things they want to put into play when it comes to black people, people of my skin tone, my color, who suffer from some of the same plights and issues that I do. But anytime when it's time for one of us, my people, when I'm saying my skin tone, my pigment, who's qualified, so we're not asking for a handout. We're not saying put a black person on a ticket just because they're black, for the sake of being black, just to quote unquote to offer us some type of token. That's not what we're saying. We're talking about qualified candidates, like Jasmine Crockett, like Stacey Abrams, and to another degree, Kamala Harris. And I'm not saying that I agree with all of their stances or all of their politics, but they were qualified regardless of the fact. And it's like one of those things, like they want us to put the work in for them. And I'm speaking about Democrats. They want us to put the work in for them, but they don't want us to represent them when it's time to actually take initiatives or push it further. They want us to get the rally, to rally the troops, to do the hard labor, to invest in ground systems when it comes to campaigning, and how do you reach people and those type of things. They are fine with that. But when it's time for one of us to run for a governor, for a senator, for the president, they will always show their true colors. And it's funny because they talk about how racist the Republican is and all of this. But we're talking about, well, I should say in this stance, I'm talking about the Texas race, the Democratic primary race. We're talking about primaries. Primaries mean Democrats against Democrats. So if the Republicans are the ones that are so racist, and I'm not saying they aren't, because they have shown it, why are we seeing so much division and racism when we're talking about the Democratic primary? Just want y'all to open your eyes. You don't have to take my words for it. You don't have to agree with my opinions. But I will ask you, if you are to disagree, to research and be informed, so you know what you're talking about. And by you researching and being informed, you can come to an opinion, and your opinion doesn't have to be in agreement with mine. But at least I want to know why you disagree. It can't just be strictly emotional, or it can't be just strictly an allegiance to a side that really don't give a damn about us, which they've shown us time and time again. For the most part, they said that if you don't vote Democrat, you aren't black. So you telling me that I don't have a choice, that I have to choose to vote for you, and if I don't, I'm not black? How can you question my blackness when majority of the time y'all aren't black? And that's part of the what I want to peel back a little bit as far as the double standard in my community in politics. We are quick to dog walk Nicki Minaj. We quick to dog walk who's somebody else that is of my color that gets dog walk on the basis of supporting Republican policies or being Nicki Minaj is the most one that I know that I'm always seeing on social media, but there's a number of them. For some reason I can't even, okay, for instance, I disagree with a lot that Stephen A says and the things that he does, and I think he does dive into areas where it could be some coonery. It could be seen as being used as a token to deliver messages to the people of his community. I don't like the way that he always demeans women in general, of my color and my community. And I think that he has shown that his character should be in question. Because anybody that is willing to do those things, I don't care how independent they say they are, I don't care how ambitious they are, at some point you're willing to squish your character, you're willing to do whatever you're told to do in order to receive some semblance of power. And I think that's always been in question when it comes to Stephen A. Smith. I agree with him sometimes in sports, sometimes, not too often, but I disagree with him totally in his political takes. And I don't like to say all the time, but I'm very close. I won't say all the time when it comes to him, but I'm very close to, man. I didn't like the way that he disrespected and to some degree spoke out of turn when it came to Jasmine Crockett. That was when she was in the midst of trying to figure out if she was going to run. I think that he said the silent thing that a lot of white people want to say, and I'm not talking about the Republicans who have been saying it, calling her, you know what I'm saying, ghetto ratchet, loudmouth, all that stuff. He said the silent thing out loud. And to me, to be a man in my community, of my color, of my people, to speak that way about a very intelligent and qualified woman was feeding in the stereotypes, and he was definitely, as they would say, throwing some red meat out there. And he know the audience he was trying to get in touch with by doing that. So in that point, and he's one of those people too that will play victim when you call him out on his stuff. He'll get very loud mouth and say, oh, you're taking my words. No, I heard exactly what you said. And if you want to, we can go to a number of things you said over the years that will lead me to the point. Like I said, research and being informed, make your opinion not be so just spitting off saying something. It's actually informed, and it's actually a great take. So, not to get too much caught up on him, but I was just naming him too because he's another person that likes to say that he's Democrat, but he has a lot of Republican takes. And I believe he's undercover Republican, honestly. That's just me. That's my opinion. And that's what I'll leave it at that. But let me get back to my initial point. So I'm saying we have no problem with calling those people out. You can go on social media, YouTube, any type of outlet, network, or any of the Facebooks, the X, Instagram, TikTok, and so on, YouTube, and you'll see videos, clips, all type of stuff. We have no problem with doing that. But why don't we have the same animus, the same disgust, the same in some degree passion and anger for people on the Democratic side? And I'm not just talking about white liberal people. I'm talking about some black liberals too, or black people who are Democrats, who carry the water. Roland Martin is one of them. Roland Martin, see, I'm gonna tell you something. Roland Martin has been part of the Democrat. He'll probably try to distance himself, but I know what I'm speaking about. I've watched him for years. He's been a part of these political, quote unquote, pundits, and so on for 20 plus years, and nothing has changed in the plight of black people. He's one of the ones that's always telling us to get out and vote, regardless. He will throw his people under the bus if it means that he's staying in line with the party. Because don't misunderstand. Don't get it confused. The party is greasing his palms. They're paying him. Trust me. Reverend Al Sharpton, respect him too. They're paying him. They're greasing his palms. They're giving him some type of power, platform, something like that. Roland Martin has his own platform, but he's got some things that I'm sure that his viewers and people who support him don't know, that he would like to keep under wraps. There was a whole fiasco when Kamala Harris was giving out money and things of that to media for interviews, large sums of money from her campaign. And when you're giving out money like that, people are not, trust me, you can't take a lot of money from somebody and you not be their mouthpiece. So some people are paid off, are given certain perks and benefits to do the work that they do. And that's just, I'm being honest. I'm being truthful. I'm not guessing. I'm not making it up. I'm telling you from research what I've seen and known. And thing that I did not like about Roland, and I'm gonna get to somebody else who's the same way. But it was a narrative that he was trying to push out there right after the race in Texas that came strictly from the white Democratic establishment, the party. And it was Jasmine Crockett didn't run a good campaign. And I'm not saying that Jasmine Crockett ran a great campaign. I'm not. not at all. But for you to pivot that fast was about messaging. And if you think that people are slow and can't see that, and you probably will fool some people who are maybe not tapped all the way into politics, or maybe you're just going to ride with whatever they hear, and because you've been doing it for so long that they just kind of fall in line and be in agreement with you. But how disrespectful you were to that black woman on your show when y'all was discussing that segment, the way you were trying to overtalk her and silence her point. And it wasn't an opinion. Hers was fact-based because she actually had worked in campaigns and know a lot of campaign numbers, know a lot of systems, and know a lot of things what she was talking about. You were trying to overtalk her because you didn't want her point to be out there, because you were paid to deliver a message to the people, your people, and your community to fall in line. So why aren't those people sellouts? If you're taking money to assemble messages for a party, a political party, to and let's just cut the chase, to manipulate people to vote, you're selling their best interests out for a party. That is a sellout. So that's why I'm saying we have a double standard when it comes to politics. And I understand that a lot of people don't understand politics fully. A lot of people don't give a damn about politics. I get it all. And I will tell you like this, I'm not saying that I'm just the smartest person in politics. But I do know something about politics. I know some things about politics. I was in the student association when I was in college, when I did go. I was in the legislative. I actually ran a campaign. I made flyers, and I got voted into my slot as a student senator. At that point, the executive branch, that was the president, he got voted in. They offered me a position as a shared governance director in the executive branch. So I have some experience in local politics, which politics is politics. It's just the region that you're covering. So I do have that in my background. When I was going to UWM, I did partake in that. Also took political science class. So I'm not a dummy, or I'm not a novice when it comes to politics. I do know things about politics. I don't study it daily. I really have detached from politics because it has become so hyper-partisan, has become a lot of disinformation, a lot of pot calling the kettle black, whatever verbiage, whatever slang, whatever word that you would want to use for it. So but I mean, like I said, some things you're not going to lose. You might have to be incorporated to certain bills, certain statutes and things like that, but you know the basis of it. And I happen to know the basis of it and understand different things about it. So I'm not easily swayed when it comes to rhetoric, when it comes to someone telling me something. So that's what I really wanted to attack. I will say this. After the Jasmine Crockett thing, the race happened, I had made a statement by saying that black people, in order for us to get our respect, we need to stop just voting blanket, giving these people rubber stamps on votes, voting, because I have done it. And I will say that I have voted Democrat, even though I've never looked at myself as a Democrat. I always looked at myself as an independent. I have voted Democrat because I have bought in to some degree that the Republicans are just terrible. And they have shown, they have disassociated themselves pretty much with majority of black people, with their verbiage, their lingo, their rhetoric, and their bills in some cases. But I want our people to really look at things from this landscape. We by ourselves. And when I say that is that we've been fighting for a lot of these minority groups. And we the cream of the crop. Meaning that we always gonna stand strong. Win, loss, draw, whatever it be, as a people. Look at our history. We always gonna come through. We always gonna shine through. We're going to find a way. And people have used us for that. Use us for our strong backbones. Use us for our willingness to do what needs to be done. And I'm just saying it's time for us to just stop doing it. Because the majority of these minority groups, they don't care nothing about us. They really don't like us. They'll steal our culture, our lingo, the way we do things, the way we dress, all the aesthetics that comes with being black or being in, as far as being in our community. But they don't really support us. And they want us to be okay with that. So I think that we should stop supporting minority groups. And I'm not saying it in a mean or divisive way. I'm saying we should stop taking a stand and always being the one looks to carry the water. For instance, they have a bill out there right now. It's called the Save American Act. And I briefly looked it over. And my battery's going low, so I gotta hurry up and close this off. Damn, I didn't even realize that. Okay, so I briefly looked it over, and I'm gonna end it with this because I can't go deep into detail. Maybe I'll do another one next week or something, or something like that. I'll break it down and Save American Act. But pretty much it says that they want you to have to show that you have citizenship here. The thing I don't understand is why is that like something for us? We have citizenship. So why is that a big deal? I tell you why the Democrats are pushing it. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave it at this. The Democrats don't want to give black people anything. What they want to do is leverage the Latino vote, which they're growing, against black people. So just want to understand that. They would rather see if they're able to get out the Latino vote to the point where they can win with the middle class white people and Latino people, and to not even depend on the black vote. That's what they really want to do. So the SAVE Act, and they will tell you, oh, we don't think it's gonna make it hard. Listen, if you're a black American, you got a birth certificate, you got some type of citizenship papers, you got a valid driver's license or something like that. I know they're going around with the letter, it's a poll tax and all that. Listen, what I'm saying to my people is that we have citizenship here. So this does not affect us to the degree that they're trying to make it seem like that we're under some type of attack. Now, the disenfranchisement for the voters in Dallas County for Jasmine Crockett, I understand that. That was basic blatant disenfranchisement. But I'm talking about the Save America Act. That is more of a Democratic Party issue than it is a black people issue. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I can go more into that and break it down, and they can say, well, why do you need this and why do you need that? Because they're saying that you can personally state certain things and be given a right to vote without determining things for citizenship. Now, I guess it could be some back and forth on that or whatever, but I just wanted to state that. I think it's time for us to stop as a people fighting for all these other minority groups when all they do is put their middle fingers in our face when it comes to us. I'm gonna close it out on this because my battery and from my mic is running low. But y'all hear back from me maybe a week, maybe earlier, I don't know, but there's no pressure on this. I'm just doing this right now. I'm still working on, and I'm working on several different things. Getting my exercise, my diet, implementing supplements and stuff. I got to get my health. in order. I'm getting up in age, and I gotta love myself as far as my physical, not just spiritual, mentally, emotionally, and financially. I gotta do it all the way around. I gotta balance myself, so I'm focused on that. I'm also paying for school right now. I'm in school a little bit, but I'm paying for it, more and more paying for it, and I want to get in tap with that and finish that so I can start my other channel or my other platform besides this one right here. So I hope this reaches somebody. I hope y'all got something out of it. Y'all be blessed. I love y'all with the love of God. I would just say start researching this stuff. And I know that it's easier just to live in a microwave society, and whatever you hear, it must be true. But please, research this stuff and love yourself. Love that you are black. Don't let nobody take that for granted or try to use your blackness against you in an attempt to make you fall in line. Like I said again, y'all be blessed. Hope y'all positivity and good things for your future endeavors. And y'all will be hearing from me soon. This is Pep Talk, TJE. See you later.